Well, welcome to Noel's World of Whiskey, and tonight we are going to go after something that is, well, pretty much known throughout the world. 3 times the volume of whiskey to the nearest competitor. That's what this company sells. The largest selling whiskey in the world. Bigger doesn't mean better, but the fact that Johnnie Walker is everywhere, and the fact that I have not done a review on Johnnie Walker, I felt, well, if I'm going to do a review, I'm going to go after something that I think is kind of iconic. And you know, it's not the red label. That was the first one I ever drank, was a red label. Wasn't crazy about it. In fact, I didn't like it. And I had to show a black label. When I was flying not too long ago, I asked for a scotch and I got poured a red label. Almost felt like pouring it out. But that's kind of rude, I guess. But anyways, this guy here it is well worth a review. And you know, Diageo owns Johnnie Walker. I've done a presentation in the video with this review. You don't have to watch it if you don't want to, but it's kind of the story of Johnnie Walker, and it's an interesting story, and it all, you know, starts in Kilmarnock, Scotland, which the local people were very, I think, loyal to Johnnie Walker. I mean, it was what their community was all about. Kilmarnock is on the west coast, south of Glasgow, and it basically is, if you talk to anybody that had spent time there, they say, yeah, that's where Johnnie Walker is. So unfortunately, they shut the plant down in 2012, and there were a lot of protests. You know, there were, you know, government officials that got involved. There was something like 20,000 people marched through the street. These people had been loyal to the company. So unfortunately, they shut the plant down in 2012, and there were a lot of protests. You know, there were, you know, government officials that got involved. There was something like 20,000 people marched through the street. These people had been loyal to the company, and of course this is Diageo. You know, you got to remember Johnnie Walker was it amalgamated with DCL many years back in the 20s, 2019, 25 or whatever. And of course DCL was absorbed by Guinness and then by Diageo. So they make decisions, big decisions, all about efficiency, cut costs. Nobody had any warning of this. You know, there was other than the people at the top. So, anyways, that we're not going to get into the politics of Johnnie Walker and Diageo. Johnnie Walker had some good roots, and just because, you know, Diageo has done some stuff that really, I'm not in Scotland, so you know, I'm not going to opinionate on it, but I think the Johnnie Walker you know, company itself, as it started, and its history, and you know, we're going to find out, is it still making decent whiskey? So let's get at her. Let's take a look at the green label. Something to say about the green label. I've got friends that drink Johnnie Walker, and this is their favorite. You know, and you know, some of them have drank the platinum and the 18-year-old and the blue. I've had one shot of the blue. I've got the XR21 that I'm going to open and do a review with you on. But so far, this is about the only one that I felt like reviewing. I think I haven't had the double black, so maybe that one might be worth reviewing. Anyways, let's give ourselves a pour. And we'll do the nose. Interesting thing about the bottle, it was Alec, or his nickname was Alec Walker, the son of Johnnie Walker. He could pack more bottles, square bottles, into a case. That's why he went square. And as well, there was less breakage. He felt that the cube was stronger than the cylinder. As well as the fact the label was put on at an angle. That was again Alec Walker. He felt that that label could be seen at a distance, and it was something that would stand out in a store. So, and it does. So, the nose. Something to say about the Green Label is we think of Johnnie Walker as a blended Scotch, and you know, with a bit of grain alcohol in it, because they do own Diageo does own a few different grain distilleries which they need for their blends, and Johnnie Walker has a lot of blends. But the interesting thing is, this is a vatted or blended single malt. It's not, there's no grain in this. This is single malt whiskeys. So my understanding is that, now this isn't substantiated, so this is stuff I've read. There's supposedly 27 different single malts in this bottle. Now, some of the key malts in here, and they are disclosed by Diageo, and you know, they have Kalila from the Isla. We have Talisker from the Isle of Skye, and we have Craigamore, which is from Speyside, and we have Linkwood, which is also from the Speyside. Now, I'm going to say their flagship single malt distillery's been pretty much Cardew, because that was the one that was first purchased by Johnnie Walker. So I expect there'll be some Cardew in here as well. But if you watch the full video, I give you a lot of the different Diageo distilleries that could be part of this blend. So we'll get back to the nose here. So the nose isn't super overpowering, that's for sure. I'm getting a wee bit of, very slight bit of smoke. But of course, I'm getting also a little bit of the finishing in sherry cask, because there's definitely some sherry cask that's been finished in. And I'm going to say with those sherry casks, we're getting a bit of berries. Maybe some, oh my golly, got a little cucumber there. Something different. Maybe even some strawberries. Even a slight bit of raspberry, maybe. So some fruit. We're getting fruit and some floral notes as well. Take away from those for a second. Yeah, a bit of malty grains there, and yeah, something, yeah, possibly digestive cookie. I'm smelling something here that's like a cookie, you know, but not a real, more of a malty smell. Maybe one of the one of those Scottish oat cakes. But there's a lot of stuff here. I'm actually struggling a bit here, I'll be honest with you. But I'm going to go for the palate here. Oh, it's a very soft, bit syrupy. It's actually quite a smooth drink. I'm going to say malty, sweet. It's funny, I was smelling the, I said the oat cakes, and I think that's what it is. Yeah, tasting a little bit of the, something oaty, oats, but honey and maybe stewed pears. It's almost like honey in a, you know, a stewed pear is sweetened, a stewed pear that's sweetened. Yeah. I'm going to top that one up. Very slight smoke. I just got it. Very slight smoke. And that could be the Kalila or the Talisker. But definitely got some. Or, you know, they could be the charred casks. But I think it's the Kalila and the Talisker. But it's a real... it's a simple drink. It's not complicated, that's for sure. There's sweetness, there's some fruit, like I say, the stewed pears and that. I'm definitely getting some malt notes. Bit of the hot cinnamon, but not overly complex, but nice. It'd be a nice sipper. Definitely nice. It'd be a nice summer drink. This is by far the best of the Johnnie Walkers I've had. Of the different ones I've had, and I'll tell you which ones I've had. I've had I mentioned the red and the black, and I have had the gold, which I felt was a bit of a disappointment for what you're paying. And I've got the 21 XR that I'm looking forward to giving that one. I have tried. I did a couple of shots of the blue. Incredibly smooth, but didn't get a lot out of it, really, maybe because I wasn't trying to analyze it. It was okay, but you got to remember it's a $300 or $290 or $300, somewhere around there, dollar bottles. So, you know, it's a little different than what this is worth. This is worth a third that, you know, less than a third that. So, but anyways, the finish. It's not a super long finish. I wasn't expecting a super long finish out of a Johnnie Walker, but it's not. It's a nice, again, mix of the sweet, a little bit of that cinnamon again, some of the honey notes I was getting earlier. Maybe now I'm getting a little more of the vanilla. The spices are very light. They're not sharp, and short. Kind of a short finish. We'll say it's a short finish. Well, let's add some water. Just a little bit here. I don't know if it needs water. We'll find out. It is a 43. It does have some legs. Not thick legs, but it does have legs, so there is something there. The water brings out a lot of apple, floral notes, berries. Wee bit of that cinnamon I was telling you about. And the fruits have changed here. They're now peaches and pears and I'm getting some malt. Definitely getting the malt there, but no smoke or anything like that. Okay, palate. Sweet again, and lots of honey, vanilla, a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of the, I'd say, apple pie. And maybe even some butter tarts. And the water really sweetened things up here. I didn't put much in either. But it's got a nice coating on the tongue. It's this is a nice sipper. A bit of water doesn't seem to hurt it. I just put a couple of drops in though. I didn't put a lot in. But I am tasting a bit of the oat. It could be oat brand I'm tasting. I'm tasting some cereal notes is what I'm tasting. So it's nice. A really nice balanced drink. You know, they've done a good job on this one. This is definitely one of the better Johnnie Walkers for sure. You know, I'm going to say it deserves a respectable score. Usually I think Johnnie Walker, I don't even think of scoring it, but this one is definitely, so far, this is my favorite of the Johnnie Walker presentation. And I would give it, I'm going to say it's an 83. 84, somewhere in that range. It's a decent drink, and certainly one I have no problem purchasing because it's under $100. So 15-year-old whiskey under $100, that's pretty darn good. Stay at 84. I'm going to say it's well worth the buy for the money, and this might be a go-to whiskey, and I'm not the first person to say this. You'll read a lot of good reviews on this whiskey. If you don't read a lot of good reviews on Johnnie Walker, you'll read usually a pretty good review on this one here. And I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna say it's an 84. So I'm going to ask you to drink wisely, drink intelligently, do not drink and drive. And until the next time, so long.